Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Katelyn, and today I am doing a very fun fan art video, I guess. I've been really loving some of the new indie games and such that have been coming out within recent years, and a lot of the creature designs that are involved with them. So I basically want to do some little fan art shout outs and kind of draw different creatures in my style that have been really popular in some recent games. So today's, if you didn't tell by the title, is Lethal Company. I sadly have not been able to play a lot of this game. I've been able to play it twice, and I realized it makes me very motion sick. So basically, my job is to sit at the terminal and teleport people and like watch them get eaten by monsters. And I've only been killed a couple times just because I was trying to play, and then I got motion sick, and then I got killed by like an eyeless dog, and I got a bug snatcher on my face. Like, I died a lot. But yeah, outside of that, I sadly can't play it as much. It's a really fun game, and I do really enjoy it, but getting old sucks, guys. Motion sickness with video games is not fun. I hate it, and I wish it didn't happen with games, but it does. It's like that in Minecraft for some reason, just like really mess up my inner ear. Don't know why. But anyway, I can still appreciate Lethal Company and its really cool monster designs. I think there's a lot of really interesting and like really gnarly looking things. Like, even though they're kind of in a lower poly form, they're still pretty creepy and pretty cool. And that's kind of like why I was so excited to do this. I love the idea of taking something that's like lower poly, kind of like a lower detailed creature, and like actually adding a ton of really cool details. And I think that's why I kind of like this type of art video a lot. I get to take something that's low poly, kind of a lower detailed creature, and really go ham and add more detailing and make it even creepier than the low poly version. So today I wanted to do two of my favorite monsters from Lethal Company in my style. So like I mentioned earlier, one of them that killed me was the Eyeless Dog. I think these things are so cool. I love the giant mouths, and it was actually probably one of my first deaths in Lethal Company. I think it actually might have been the second. I was basically playing Terminal, and I was like teleporting people back, and I didn't know that everyone was dead. So I was like trying to find everyone and trying to figure things out, and then I hear something in the door behind me, and I didn't know that they only reacted to sound. So I like spoke out and was like, oh shit, and then it ate me within seconds. So I really love the Eyeless Dogs. I think they're super cool. So let's go ahead and jump into that one and kind of re-render it in my style. All right, so we're jumping first into the Eyeless Dog for our Lethal Company redraws. And this is probably one of my favorite creatures within Lethal Company. I just think they're so cool, and they're big and gnarly, and I love its Venus flytrap like mouth with those giant teeth. It's just a really cool creature that I really like. For those of you who might not know, I'm just going to go ahead and give a breakdown of what these creatures do in game, because I know not everyone here has played Lethal Company, or maybe might not even play or watch any videos about it. So let me just give you a brief rundown of what the Eyeless Dog is. So this one is a roaming creature that basically, like the title of it kind of alludes, it doesn't have eyes, so it very much relies on sound. So when you're around it, you cannot walk at normal pace. You have to crouch because it will hear you and charge you. Another thing within Lethal Company that is a mechanic it has is it uses your microphone to talk to other players, but it has I don't know, I can't think of the word for it, but basically, if a player is far away from you, they sound far away, and if they're close, you can hear them at normal volume, or you can use walkie-talkies to basically talk long distances. So with that, though, any noise you make audibly also gets heard by the Eyeless Dog, which is how I got first killed by one very quickly. So I was at Terminal, and I was trying to teleport people back, and I didn't know that my entire party was dead at that point, and I didn't know what to do. I'm like, oh my god, should I just leave them? Should I take the ship away? Like, I'm waiting for one of them to respond. This was my first time playing Terminal. I think it was at least one of the first two. And all of a sudden, I hear like this growling noise behind me, and I turn around and I notice that the Eyeless Dog was standing in the doorway of the ship. These things usually can't climb, and so high places are a good way to get away from them, but I've noticed that they can pretty easily get into the ship because I guess it's not a high enough place. But when I turned around, I think I said like, oh shit, or I said something verbal like out loud, and it instantly charged me and I was just dead. It was so cool, but super terrifying. And it made me really appreciate these creatures just, being on the other end of the giant teeth maw. But yeah, so that's kind of the mechanics behind the Eyeless Dog. It's basically just alerted and triggered by sound, hence the name Eyeless Dog. So with that, it was really fun to design this thing into kind of a bigger, I guess, more detailed rendered creature. And then another thing that's really hard with Lethal Company redraws I've noticed is especially with the Eyeless Dog, I did struggle to find, I guess, pretty good reference screenshots from the game, because a lot of the times that I found images, it was like maybe clipping into the map a bit, or during most videos they're like running by. It's very hard to pick up on things, but I feel like I got a couple of pretty okay reference images. But now looking back, I'm like, oh, I think I messed up a few little details, like things about the feet, or just like certain body structure things. Now that I'm, recording this in post, I noticed that there's a few things that I think I missed or changed from the original design. But even with that, I do really like my design. I think it's really cool going from like the big, cool, gnarly face eating one of the company members down to this kind of like very strong body shape. And yeah, I just really love these creatures. And I really had a fun time making it extra rendered, extra creepy, and just looking like a very intimidating big beast. I do kind of wish, one thing looking back, now looking at my illustration again, I kind of wish I added some maybe blood to the teeth and to the fangs. I noticed in some screenshots, as soon as it grabs one of the players, there is blood that populates on its teeth. And I'm like, oh man, missed opportunity. I should have added the blood. But maybe later, before this gets posted online, maybe to socials, I'll add blood. But at least for this video, I had fun designing it. Little nitpicks here and there. But overall, this was a really fun creature to redesign in my style. So yeah, the Eyeless Dog was super fun. I think it's such a cool creature, but I have another one that I haven't encountered in Lethal Company, but I've seen quite a few internet people killed by it. I really love the Bracken. I think this is such a cool, creepy monster, and I love all its weird, like, I don't even know if you'd call them like spider things behind it. It's really cool. It's really creepy. And just those piercing white eyes in like the darkness of these like tunnels and things is so creepy. And I love it so much. So like I said, I haven't been killed by it because I can't play the game very long. But it's really cool, and I love the idea of like staring at it too long. It just like rushes you, but it's a little shy. It's a little shy guy. If you look at it just very briefly, it will leave you alone. But if you stare at it too long, it's like, I don't like you looking at me, and you're dead, basically. So I really like these things. I love those piercing white eyes. I like its weird body shape, and it's like almost like legs that seem to go into, I personally think they look like hooved feet, just the small taper of a foot. So that's kind of what I'm going to run with. We're going to try re-rendering this in my style and see how it goes. So let's jump into that one. Okay, next up on the Lethal Company redraws is the Bracken. So this one is really cool. I'm really sad I haven't actually encountered it in person, just because, like I said earlier, motion sickness sucks. I haven't really been able to be indoors very much during these games that I have played, but it's still a really cool creature that I've seen like from other YouTubers playing this game, and I really love its design. So just like the Eyeless Dog, I'll give you guys kind of a breakdown of how this creature works in game. So what it does is it basically stalks players and attempts to attack them. But if you're able to turn around and look at them for like a very short amount of time, like a quick look, it will basically run away and leave you alone for a little bit. But if you stare too long at it, it will rush you and attack you. I think this one is really cool because it tends to just kind of hang out and kind of be creepy in like dark corners from what I've seen. It just has those amazing piercing white glowing eyes that you can see basically anywhere you're at within like the indoor, I don't know what you'd call them, I guess like the salvage areas. They're just really cool and creepy. I actually also wonder about what those like little spiky appendages on its back are. It doesn't really give me full spider vibes, but I'm like, are they like more claws or like spikes or something, but for me, I kind of gave them like a fingery look. Like I thought they would look really cool as like basically like little claw appendages that are on its back. I don't think they would be like full spider looking appendages, but I just imagine like while it's standing there looking at you or like kind of approaching, I could see them almost like making a wave on its back, like slowly moving. I think that would be so cool and super creepy. But that's at least what I imagine when I see those weird little brownish claws on its back. And then I really like its overall like body structure. It's like cool that it has kind of this bigger, broader torso that goes into almost like those, I guess, goat-like legs is the best way to describe it. They have, it looks like to me, they have almost like a hoofed foot. At least the images I've seen, it just kind of comes into a rounded point at the end. So I'm interpreting that almost as like a hoof. And I just really like its weird, creepy posturing. It has like these big, gnarly hands that come up and grab you and like instantly kill you. It's just a really fun design. And so I really wanted to highlight the things I liked about this design the most. Like, I really love the cool, weird appendages on the back. I added some claws to the end of its like bigger hands. I changed it, like I said, to the hoof foot. And I really love how the face looks. One thing I noticed too is it has like almost like an indent or like a scar on the top of its head. I'm curious if there's any like theories on that in general, because it's a very distinct like divot at the top of its head that I've seen on some reference images. So let me know if there is any like further like information about the Bracken. I'm just kind of curious what you guys know, because I haven't really looked into the lore and like I guess the deeper community of Lethal Company just yet. I've just mostly been like, oh, this is cool, I like this thing, it's a really fun thing, and I really wanted to draw the creatures. So let me know if there's like further information about like the lore of this game. It's just super fun, and I love the creatures that are in it, so I kind of want to learn more about it in general. But anyway, here is the Bracken. I think he turned out really cool, really creepy, and I just love those white piercing eyes. That was just my favorite part to render, so there you go. Another one of my favorites. And there you have it. We are all done with these Lethal Company monsters. I actually had a blast drawing these. Like, I love re-rendering these extra creepy, and some of you guys may or may not know, depending if you just found my channel or have seen other videos, I really like doing creepy, weird, like unsettling creatures, but I just don't know why I don't do them more often. Like, I think I need to kind of seek out some more games or movies to recreate monsters from. So if you have any suggestions of other games or I guess fan bases to redraw monsters from, let me know down in the comments. I know I've gotten a couple of SCPs, and I know I really want to try a few of them this year. But let me know if you have any others that you think I should try to tackle. I love how the Eyeless Dog turned out. I love the Bracken. I think these are both really fun, and they were just really fun to like render and redraw and make extra creepy. And I just had a lot of fun like coloring them and adding like the really cool shading to like the Bracken's face and like adding the dead company member into the jaws of the Eyeless Dog. It was really fun. It was really fun. Anyway, thank you guys again so much for stopping by and checking out this video. And if you aren't already, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button, join our community, and let me know again if there's any cool, creepy monsters you want me to tackle from other games or movies or anything. I would love to draw more of them this year. But either way, thank you guys again, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.